adequately dressed. But then there's one thing that we all can use. Not only do I need to connect myself to that main line of power, not only must I get myself dressed for battle, but then I must use the power and the protective power of prayer. Verse 13 says, praying always with all supplication. Always. Not just a few times. Not just when trouble comes my way. Not just when I need a bill paid. Not just when I don't seem to have too much money in my pocket. It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication. Not just in my own mind, but this word says, praying in the Spirit. Let me stop right there just for one moment. Some of us need to rethink our prayer. I ought not be praying for sister so-and-so to get in a car wreck. I ought not be praying that brother so-and-so don't show up today. This word tells me I need to be praying in the Spirit. I need to be praying that even though I'm being talked about, I'm praying for those who are doing the talking. Even though I'm being lied on, I need to pray for those who are doing the lying. Even though I know that everybody don't want to hear what I have to say, I pray that they open their minds to what the Lord has to say. Because it's not about the man that's standing here, but it's about the words that's coming out of my mouth. You are listening to an imperfect man that's preaching a perfect word. And I don't know about you, but if you can't get behind the word, ain't no need for you to say anything about the man, because you are worried about the wrong thing. Pray in the Spirit. What am I praying for when I get down on my knees? What is it that I'm praying for? What are my motives? What am I looking for from the Lord? When I get up from out of my prayer, what is it that I'm hoping God is going to do for me? Not only that, it says, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Well, let's look at that word, perseverance. It says, and watching with all perseverance and supplication for who? Wait a minute. Not just for your mama and daddy, but it says for all saints. It's funny to me how some of us saved and sanctified Christians can't find enough prayer for people outside their own inner circle. The word says that we need to love one another. The word says that we need to look out for one another. But yet I find that we can't even get down on our knees in supplication for one another. For all saints, we are all in this thing together. We might not be lodged on the same address within the city, but we're all trying to get to the same heaven. We are all serving the same God. We are all striving for the same purpose. And I know that the word says that to be a Christian is to be Christ-like. How many of us are trying to be like Christ? But through prayer, we receive direction from our great commander and chief, the Lord Jesus Christ. I wonder sometimes when folk do some of the things that they do, who is it that you're receiving your orders from? God told me to do this. And God told me to say this. But way to turn. When I look too bad, but I know as bad as I've been, God is so good, so good, so good, so good. He's all right. He's all right. He walks with me. He talks with me. My God tells me I am his own. There was a time in my life I wasn't thinking about nobody but myself. When I saw one day my life was headed for a hell of a grave. But one day Jesus took me in. And I don't know about you, but I know a man from Galilee. If you in sin,